Here's your news for September 9th, 2020, and your headlines for today include: breaking news, Paul Heyman back in the WWE creative side. WWE Rehires previously released NXT ring announcer. In a funny way, Retribution members accidentally revealed who they are. Surprising original plans for Keith Lee revealed. AJ Styles to reveal his retirement plans on this Friday night Smackdown. Former WWE superstar is now a head booker of Televised indie company. Tessa Blanchard set for first match since leaving Impact. Terrible news concerning Chris Jericho, Fozzy played concert now associated with over 250,000 new COVID-19 cases, and more. We are kicking off with news from Paul Heyman, who recently returned to WWE TV as Roman Reigns' chief counsel, with Reigns now being called the Tribal King, and things have gone smoothly for the new Universal Champion. It's previously been reported that Heyman has a lot of input into Reigns' storylines, and Vince McMahon doesn't let just anyone have so much input over the product. Ringside News are reporting that Paul Heyman was the designer of most or all of Brock Lesnar's storylines and matches, which means Heyman has been a creative force in WWE for the past 8 years, and now it's the same story backstage for his new client. A tenured writer close to the situation also said that McMahon respects Heyman's creativity, something that Vince mentioned during a recent quarterly investors call, as this wasn't just a line to shareholders. That being said, Heyman's influence isn't as part of the creative team, but the fact that Vince McMahon would allow someone to contribute so much over the years just shows how much the boss respects Heyman's ideas. NXT news now, as after the company released Josiah Williams in April, the announcer is seemingly back. On Twitter, Williams posted, "God always has a plan," with the hashtag WWE NXT and a picture of him on the NXT stage, and with the Connors Cure logo behind him, it seems this is a recent photo. WWE confirmed the news by adding Josiah back to the NXT roster page as a ring announcer, and we at Slatrock would like to add to the throngs of well-wishers congratulating Williams for another golden opportunity in NXT. Raw now, and fans saw a rare promo from Retribution as 5 members stood backstage, with 2 members speaking about taking over WWE. Whilst the group speak with altered voices, one Reddit user was able to remove the filter, and the 2 who spoke sounded a lot like NXT's Mercedes Martinez and Dominik Dijakovic. Both Martinez and Dijakovic have been rumored to be part of the Retribution stable once they are revealed, and though it's been reported that the members fans are seeing now won't necessarily be the ones revealed, it looks like these 2 will be called up to the main roster as part of Retribution. An image of the group was also lightened up, giving fans a clearer look at who's under the masks, and since there were only 5, it seems the WWE is still changing things around. One person fans spotted was Mojo Rawley, and on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer confirmed that Rawley was stood in the back of the group, though didn't speak. We've still got no idea when the group will be unmasked, but with Martinez and Dijakovic seemingly being used this week, it looks like the time for unmasking Retribution may be close at hand. Over to NXT now, which saw Finn Balor win his second NXT title last night, defeating Adam Cole after the pair tied in the Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match last week. Soon after Balor's historic victory this week, NXT's senior producer Triple H weighed in, congratulating the new champion, and said that through different eras and a changing brand, the Irishman is NXT. Balor's second reign makes him the 3rd man to win the title twice after Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura, and after an impressive 292 days as champion from 2015 to 2016, we'll have to see where Balor's title reign goes from here. From one Bullet Club alumni to another now, as AJ Styles has become one of WWE's biggest names, but has spoken about the chances of him retiring. On his Twitch stream, the Phenomenal One said he's ready to retire to spend some more time at home with his family, and spoke about how the ongoing global situation has affected him. He said, "I want to retire. I really do. I'm going to give you a breakdown of what's going on this Friday. I'm going to leave, and listen, it could be a lot worse. But with everything going on with the COVID and whatnot, I've gotten to see my kids' practices. That's really cool for me. My son's games for varsity football are on Friday nights. I perform on Friday nights. This Friday isn't one of those. For whatever reason, they moved it to Saturday. He's going to have a Saturday football game, and I'm going to get to see it. Styles added that his current contract will be his last, and given that he also recently said he wants to face Triple H in the game's last match, perhaps the two former world champions could be walking off into the sunset simultaneously. Back to the gold brand, and after a huge Tuesday show, 3 big matches have been announced for next week. With NXT once again going against AEW Dynamite, next week's show will see Breezango defend their NXT Tag Team titles against Imperium, whilst Io Shirai will face Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi got a good look at Shirai's NXT Women's title, which she held this week, before not wanting to give it back to the rightful champion. Damian Priest will also have his first North American title defense against Timothy Thatcher, as the company are stacking their show as they prepare to once again go head-to-head with Dynamite. Now, Dave Meltzer recently took some heavy fire from Miro, as the Wrestling Observer newsletter writer was accused of only getting information from, quote, stooges in WWE's offices, and now former superstar Ryback has weighed in. Taking a direct shot at Meltzer, Ryback didn't mince his words in his tweet against Meltzer, saying, "I firmly believe that the world would be a better place without Dave Meltzer. He's the most dangerous kind of mark there is and puts out lies for profit, creating hate for people he dislikes. He makes money off other diseased marks, but does so in a horrible way." At this time, Ryback hasn't taken his harsh words down, and Meltzer hasn't responded, though many fans have, and we very much doubt that Miro and Ryback are the only wrestlers who feel this way about the veteran reporter. More news from former superstars next, as Damien Sandow has ended up back in wrestling, though not in the ring. According to PW Insider, Sandow is now the head booker of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, which returned to TV with new programming this past weekend. The promotion has a national deal to air on U2 America and the Z Channel, and is also available in other markets for syndication. These new episodes were taped without a crowd due to the ongoing situation, and PW Insider reported, "The episodes were taped in an empty arena format and were the first episodes under new booker Aaron Stevens, aka the former Damien Sandow in WWE. The episode was more of a traditional episodic-style format with storyline vignettes and outside-of-the-ring interviews conducted by John Roberts, helping to move storylines forward." Given that the show used to have lots of matches with some promos, but no real week-to-week storylines, Sandow is changing up the booking style as head booker, as he plans to show matches on a weekly basis that tell a larger story in context. We'll have to see how his influence on the company works out, but it's clear he's come in with some big new ideas. We've got Tessa Blanchard news next, as after being stripped of the Impact World title in July and leaving the company, her first match since March has been announced. As part of Warrior Wrestling in Chicago, Blanchard will be part of their Stadium Series, where she'll defend her Warrior Wrestling Women's Championship against #1 contender Kylie Ray, who's also the #1 contender for the Impact Knockouts title. Tessa will be joined by her husband Daga on the night, and with Warrior Wrestling reportedly being the promotion that inspired Tony Khan for how to handle bringing fans back, Blanchard and Ray are expected to have a stellar main event on September 12th, with the show available on FITE TV. Back to WWE now, and on Raw, Ivar's signature dive went badly, and he threw up the X sign to show he was injured. The official report from WWE is that Ivar suffered a cervical injury, but is expected to make a full recovery, and on Twitter, the Viking Raider thanked fans for reaching out to him with love and support. Ivar didn't specify how long he'll be out for, but it's clear he's got a ton of support behind him, and there'll be plenty of folks cheering him when he returns to the Thunderdome. Over to AEW now, as Chris Jericho and Fozzy played a few dates last month, including at Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, and though they weren't the only performers there, they got a lot of attention from wrestling fans for those shows. Whilst Fozzy took all necessary precautions prior to the shows and to protect themselves, photos emerged online of people not wearing masks or social distancing, though Jericho was tested by AEW and permitted to work all out last week. Now, new data has revealed that the rally Fozzy played has contributed to over 250,000 new cases in the US, with Andrew Friedson, a health economist from the University of Colorado Denver, noting that this rally makes up roughly 19% of all cases between August 2nd and September 2nd. Clearly, the current situation, which swept the US in March, isn't over yet, and hopefully a vaccine or some kind of treatment will be found soon. But until that comes, there's a reason why so many people will continue to ask everyone to wear a mask. Over to Raw, and after a multi-segment worked shoot with Aleister Black, Kevin Owens made his frustrations known on Raw Talk. On the Raw post-show, Owens spoke about being overlooked and jumped on the desk, saying it's high time for a change. Owens asked how long he needed to be, quote, stomped, beaten down, spat on, until he's tired of it, and though he admitted to doing terrible things in his career, argued that WWE is giving him no-name talent, trying to make a name off him. Adding that he still plans on giving Dabba-Kato hell, it seems like Owens is one of many frustrated superstars, and with Kato working hard in the Performance Center for years, his recent call-up is no doubt a big opportunity for him, especially if he's going to feud with the former Universal Champion. Back to NXT now, and whilst Velveteen Dream defeated Ashante Adonis on this week's Tuesday show in a short match that put him over, fans weren't buying it. Once again, calls for WWE to fire the former North American champion popped up over social media after it was claimed he sent inappropriate images to minors, and whilst Dream admitted the pictures are of him, he said they were sent from his official Instagram account without his consent. WWE said their investigation found nothing, though one accuser claims the company never contacted him for their investigation, and it seems WWE will have to get used to this online campaign to fire the former North American champion. We've got Keith Lee news now, and after defeating Randy Orton at Payback, the Limitless One has been booked strong on Raw, and could be in store for some big things. According to Tom Colohue, a feud against Seth Rollins was in the original plans for the Limitless One, as well as Championship Gold. As he reported, the original plan was to have Seth Rollins feud with Keith Lee for a month, and Lee would later move into the United States Championship picture. Colohue also noted that the plan may be unlikely now that Rey Mysterio has been injured. In such a short amount of time, Lee has become one of Raw's most prominent stars, and with reports of Vince McMahon seeing big things in him and a rumored heel turn, we'll just have to wait and see where the Limitless One's career goes from here. And finally today, we've got details of Alexa Bliss's new podcast, Uncool, which is set to debut on September 22nd. Following up from Corey Graves after the bell and the New Day's Feel the Power, Bliss wants to venture into an array of topics, and though she doesn't promise to be cool, that should be assumed given the title. WWE are really giving the show the spotlight as they pinned the announcement tweet to the top of their page, and with Bliss not seeming like herself on TV in recent weeks due to her storyline with Bray Wyatt, we'll have to see if this new persona translates to her brand new podcast.